like Faith No More ending.
It is like Faith No
What's
More.
going on, you guys? Happy Thursday. It's Thirsty Thursday. Cheers, Shawn.
Cheers to you, brother.
Man.
I was going to say Evanescence, but we can go with Faith No More, I guess.
You know the end of
Right.
what's that one song?
Going Under?
No, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, it's the end of it. And it's perfect. It's exactly the same song, I think. But
It's all good.
anyway,
How you guys doing?
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's just the two of us. Actually, the third's here as well. We have a special guest.
We do have a special guest.
He's coming down with some fresh water right now. So,
because what we've been drinking is all cask strength, and I think that this one would actually do good with a drop on it. I think that was your thinking as well, right?
Yes.
Look at this guy.
Look at this guy.
Hey, guys.
2 weeks in a row. Good to see him. Hey,
Oh,
Bob
that's weird.
says he missed you last week. We
Yeah, well.
we were in New York, but we did a live show. You guys were here.
Yeah.
We were in New York.
That was
Yeah.
really cool. That was
It
a
was
good
fun.
concept.
It was something different. It
Bob,
was
Bob knows
purple.
where our bar's at. He can just come out here.
It was purple in New York. His room, he has plant stuff everywhere. It's purple. It's pretty awesome. Kind of good atmosphere for drinking. But it was good to see
It's
you
like
guys.
a black light?
Yeah, it's like a black light.
Black light.
Bob brought all kinds of stuff, as you saw in the bar. We had all kinds of background.
Yep.
You guys enjoyed some SMWS. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
trying
We
some of that
yeah,
stuff
we
a
should
little
get
bit.
into some of those. There was one that we didn't crack, so I'd kind of like to get into that one.
Really?
Yeah, believe it or not.
I can't believe I made it to work.
It's all about dedication,
It was
buddy.
really slow
All
in between
about
6
dedication.
and about 7:30. I answered emails, pecking very slow.
Very slow, typing one finger.
Why is the keyboard so loud today?
Easy, sit down, too fast.
I'm like, I got this. It's cool, but
So,
All right.
what's everybody drinking tonight?
What's in your glass tonight, guys? Let's see. We've got Steve A on, of course. First one, Lost Cause is on as well. Jimmy T.
Tamar.
Mark is on. Tamar, of course, is on. Stuff for work. He actually had a question earlier. We may bring that out. He asked a question about Johnnie Walker Blue.
Okay.
2015. Can you believe that?
No.
Wow.
That's
So
when
we
you
may
reviewed
bring
it?
it. We have a
Yeah.
little bit left.
Really?
We may bring it out and just see how it
Wow.
tastes
How about
like.
them apples, right?
Yeah.
Hard to believe, right?
What was your very first one?
the
I
first
forgot.
four?
Talisker was the very
Oh,
first.
Talisker was
Distiller's
your
edition.
Very
Mhm.
first.
Yep.
Who else we got online? Bob H. We talked about him. Good to see you, sir. Fight for Sound. Hey, recent winner of a sampler or something
Yep.
last week. That
Yep.
was good. Actually, I think he may be Allen's.
Sent
not
by
sure.
carrier pigeon.
And we have proof that Bud Matthews is alive.
I saw that. Thank goodness.
He's right here.
Is he online?
Glad
on?
to see you're joining us.
Good.
I saw he made it home, so that's
Hopefully
good,
he's got
man.
his Lagavulin IV going.
I hope he's on the road to recovery.
Yeah.
That'd be a good thing.
Trooper Henry, Chad Adams. Good to see you as well. The one Lost Cause. We talked about him.
Sunday evening scotch.
Yeah, Michael. Good to see you, sir.
Porter.
Who else we got on here? Wheelhouse Whiskey. Good. We were talking to him on the pre-show.
Brian
Richie Z.
Yep. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, sir.
Good to
I thought
see you,
were-
sir.
Richie Z.
Glad you're on, man.
So, thanks for joining tonight, guys. We've
Actually,
got
it is,
kind of
Richie.
a. Oh, did I just close everything down? Hope not. Nope, we're good.
Oh, like, wow. We almost went
Almost went
AWOL.
dead.
And have a good night.
So
Tip
it's
your
going to
bartenders
be
and waitresses.
an interesting night. We've just got the three of us, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. So why don't we run down what we kind of went over last week? Because you guys seemed a little preoccupied.
We had some hecklers, one heckler in the background.
A little bit
He
preoccupied.
had every right to, man. That's what you're there for.
Celebration. It's a
Yeah.
celebration.
So I will say the first thing, right off the bat, I made Mike try this Springbank while they were over here last week. Because it's tasty.
I don't know what's going on with
tasty
me.
stuff.
After all these years, I might have cracked.
What does that
Damn
mean?
you guys.
You mean in the Scotch world, or is in
Impeded?
the funk?
Like the funk a little bit, like a little smoke, little peat.
Little smoke, little peat, little extra, little more than my Kuboken that I just so enjoy. And
It's like a kid having something that's normally having. All of a
pretty
sudden, you
good.
get something. It's like, what is that? What
Yeah.
is that? Is that a new flavor?
I kind of feel like that Kuboken was your gateway drug.
it might have been. It might have been. And they have a new lineup coming out for Kuboken. I don't know if anybody's seen that yet, but they're rebranding themselves
Yeah.
too. So
Which is, you know.
let's see. I'll see what. Try to get. I still want to try to get at least one more bottle of the old one before it completely rolls over. So
It'll be available
I think I can
somewhere,
do that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Holy whiskey tubers are on iWhiskey She Wines, Whiskey in the Six, Scotch Test Dummies are on.
Wow.
Which is that iWhiskey She Wants?
That's Sam. I think
Sam?
I saw Sam earlier, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Wow. Thanks, guys, for joining. Appreciate the support.
Good to see everybody.
Good.
So, what did we all think of this
I thought it was
Springbank?
amazing. I thought it was amazing. It's still, I have it tonight. I just poured a fresh glass. I haven't had it in a week or two.
Yep.
And it's still just amazing. Local barley. A lot of people were commenting about the 10 and the 9 and the 10 being better. I don't think we had the 10, did we?
No. We've had a 10-year-old Springbank, but not the local
Not the
barley.
local barley.
I will say I really enjoyed this. The one downside on this particular bottling, I think, is the price.
Yeah.
But that's Springbank, right? I mean, it seems like it's just a little bit more expensive. And if I have to pick a brand that's going to be a little bit more expensive, it's going to probably be Springbank over Macallan, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I think so too, for sure. And I think, actually, as I was talking to Captain 3D, another whiskey tuber, he's doing some great stuff right now, and he posted on our comments a link to his distillery visit to Springbank. And you should watch it if you haven't watched it. It's really good. But he also goes into detail just about how much work it takes to make this with a local barley, and you kind of appreciate it a little bit more and go, okay, well, I'll spend a little bit more money on it now too, because it's a lot harder to make.
Well, I think some of these one-off bottlings, Kilhoman does some of that stuff too, where it's kind of like buying organic, right? Like they're sourcing from a particular place, they're doing it for a particular reason. A lot of times it's a sustainability thing, and supporting local. All that stuff is good. And if it costs just a little bit more to do it in a way that's sustainable or in a way that's better, I guess I don't have a problem with that. You know, I'll pay a little bit more for it. And I really like this bottle. I thought that sometimes they do it and they charge a little bit more, but the product isn't very good. And so I have a hard time supporting it just to support it. But this is actually a good product, and so if it's going to be a couple bucks more to support it that way, I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to see what we rated it. I think it was a 3.125.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty good for a 9-year-old.
Yeah, I mean it's a younger Scotch. I think a little bit more age would have maybe given it a little bit more of a depth and complexity but you kind of walk that line with losing some of that funk and some of the things that kind of make it Springbank. The longer you age it, I think that some of that stuff changes a little bit, mellows a little bit. So this still had a nice punch in the face, I guess.
I totally agree. I think that if it had a little bit more maturity, some maturation time, I think that funk would have been more present. It's got a little bit more of a cotton nose to it, than makes it kind of smell new as well. So I think I like it. It's fresh. It's still Springbank-y, but a little longer, maybe more funky, which is definitely my wheelhouse.
So there's a 10 in the same style?
In the local barley, there's a
okay.
10. Yeah, they were just talking about it on the comments a minute ago.
Okay.
I think it was Michael Porter. See if I can find it. He brought it when he was down here. I guess you guys tried it with Mark.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, that night's a blur.
Every night's a blur, isn't it?
Nah, some are more blurry than others. How about that? But, I mean, I like a lot of stuff from Springbank. I don't think I've had one that I didn't really care for. And this one was good.
Strength.
I don't think I wouldn't drink it.
Yeah.
So you're digging the Pete's now, you think, huh?
A little bit, because I've hit the Lagavulin 16 a few times.
What?
So,
really? That is pretty shocking for you.
Yeah, it is.
You've come a long way.
I'm super proud of you, man. Welcome to the club.
Bud will be proud.
Once again, proving that all roads lead to that island.
That's true. It does prove it, right? We need a shirt that says all roads lead to
It's
that
not a
island.
regular thing, but we've hit it a few
occasional.
times. Yeah.
Okay, so you own the bottle.
Yes, I do.
That's the key right there. He owns the bottle. There
all
you
right.
go.
That's how it always starts, man. First one's free.
First.
So they're asking, what is the name of this SMWS bottle you have?
So I got a delivery. I got 2 bottles because that's how you do SMWS, right? So I just opened these tonight. The first one I tried was a 96.28 Granny Juice.
Try that one first.
So that's
That was good,
that's an 11-year-old Glendronach. And then the one I'm currently drinking is Pink Alluring Perfumed and Sweet. And it is all of those things.
No lie. Yeah.
That is an 88.20. That is a 9-year-old from, I believe, Speyside. So it's very perfumey.
I haven't had it yet. The other one was delicious.
This one's probably, and I don't usually say that. Usually when I get a Glendronach from SMWS, I'm like, well, I'm going to hide that one and drink the whole thing myself. And I do. But this one's a nice one, and I think it's a good one to share. But this Speyside is really very nice. So, just enjoying. I find this time of year I like to get a couple of new SMWS bottles just to kind of sip on. I like the cast strength when it starts to get cold outside. But I find that I still stray towards sweeter, more perfumey, more floral bottles.
In the winter?
Well, for SMWS bottlings.
Oh, I got you.
Then I get into like the big bold peats and stuff. If I'm ordering for myself. So if I want, some other kind of selection, I'll sneak over to Mark's house and see what he's got.
I think I'm with you on that one. I've had quite a few SMWSs, and it seems that their peater side of the house is like it's way down there. You have to really appreciate it because of the cast strength of it. It really puts you into that
Kicks
world.
It up a little bit
it does,
because of the cast strength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but I think that you're also going to have more of appreciation for them and find some of the the nuances that are definitely hidden in some of those cast strengths that you wouldn't normally get in another normal.
That's true.
Islet bottling. So I think that it's something that if you're definitely into the peat world, you're definitely in for a surprise with some of these SMWS bottles.
Right.
So.
Right.
But with the sweet stuff, you can't go wrong. I mean, there's so many good bottles out there. Anyway, enough about that. That's good stuff. we can talk about some stuff.
So the Springbank, I think, covered that, and it's a fun. It's always a fun distillery to hit up. I enjoy trying some of their stuff, and I'm sure we'll definitely go back to that well.
Oh, for sure. I'm definitely all in. I'm trying to get more Springbank so I can get some more of that funk going on because I'm loving it. Whatever that is they're doing, I love it.
So should we do Scotch in the news?
Yeah, you got something to talk about?
In the news? I got a couple of things actually. I don't know if you guys saw this story or not. It was from December 7th out of the Scottish Sun. Apparently, a distillery worker was suspended amid claims that he was urinating next to the whiskey barrels.
Gotta go for a whiz.
So there's that. It was at the Girvan distillery. The man was 49 years old, was put on leave as bosses probed the piddle spot in one of their warehouses. And apparently, they destroyed a couple of barrels and they sent samples of the urine to be analyzed.
Oh my God.
But they said it was a one-off. Now, I found this story amusing for two reasons. Number one,
he's suspended? Just suspended?
Well,
is he going to a class right now, understanding that any kind of moisture near a barrel? Yeah.
But my deeper question is, how many people on here? That's the new funk they're offering.
Nice, Tom.
My question is twofold. Number one, how often do you think that actually happens? Do you think it's a rare occurrence? Or do you think it happens all the time? Because you're talking about, I hate to be this way about it, but you're talking about a lot of these distilleries are out in farm country, right? And I grew up out in the country, and it's a little more free-spirited, if you will. You know what I mean? But I can't imagine taking a leak next to my whiskey, right? So maybe it was just a one-off. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Was it just a one-off deal that they were like, I really got to go and I don't think I can make it to the employee break room?
Go outside.
Well, I think it was outside. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if it was in a warehouse.
There's no way that was
I don't
not...
know. They weren't very specific because
if he's getting
the
suspended,
picture they showed was of
that's a news picture.
like barrels outside in storage or whatever.
Yeah, they store them outside, unlike
Right.
Kentucky where they're all in.
Right.
houses.
So I really don't know like.
This dude had
the
to do it
spot where the
deliberately.
discovery was made was cleaned up immediately. There's a whole like the contaminated barrel was stored far away from any other booze. The company's declining to comment.
Oh, you know what
like
that
it was
is?
a whole huge deal.
I know what it is. That was a secret recipe for White Walker.
It could have been. Maybe it was just a little White Walker on the floor instead. I don't know.
There's no piss there. It's White Walker.
I mean, I just thought it was funny that, like, number one, there's a news story about it. Number two, this dude got suspended. Number three, they sent it to a lab to be analyzed.
Could you imagine?
What are you
going to
analyze?
Yes, we've got some tests for you to do. Please take the piss out of
And
the
I want
alcohol.
to know how they cleaned up the area, because in my profession, what I do when we have oil leaks in our substations, we go through a lot of environmental testings and everything like that. Did they just take a shovel? Let's go get a shovel and
I'm thinking that's exactly what they did.
that out into the
That's
woods
good.
right over there.
Cover it up with a shoe.
All we need to do is take off a couple layers of topsoil
Put
and
a
we're golden.
We'll mark a little star on that barrel. That's a pisser.
Yeah, it is a lot different though because they store their barrels outside. So
I just thought it was funny, man. I don't know. What did everybody online? Could be a marketing gimmick.
It's
I
the
don't know
new
that it's a
Devil's
marketing
Cut.
gimmick. It's the new Devil's Cut.
That's what Bob H said.
There's a little wang to this barrel. Yeah.
New Devil's Cut. Nice. Throw some baking soda on it, Mike.
So I thought that was an entertaining story.
Cat litter.
Like I went back and read it. I read the headline itself is funny, and so I had to. So the actual headline is "Fancy a Wee Dram."
We need to phone in Dr. Scotch to talk to the chemical.
Scott's distillery worker suspended amid claims mystery piddler weed next to whiskey barrels. That's the exact headline.
It's not even urinated.
So right,
Whizzed and weed.
So
Weed.
in pubs all over Scotland, this dude is getting brutally beat up. Like, I feel like that's the punishment right there. But I read the story twice because it was from a Scottish newspaper, and everything about it just made me laugh. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, the guy's 49 years old, right? You can't tell me that he hasn't done this before.
Yeah.
A serial piddler, if you will.
Yeah, there's no way this is not.
Or a number of people. I have to go bathroom. Well, just go right over there, man.
John says
we all
it's
do.
fine, man.
I know.
Back in the pee corner.
Yeah.
Why does everybody
That's
call
why
this
it's called
the pee
Pete.
corner?
There's a
That's
smoking
Pete.
section. There's a pee section.
I don't know. I
A
just
new
thought
brand of Pete.
I thought the whole story was just kind of
Yeah, that is
entertaining and
It's definitely
lighthearted
for sure. I mean,
not at all what I was.
when you look up Scotch in the news, you don't think about somebody pissing on the barrel.
No, it was I think I saw it on Facebook. Somebody posted it, and it was just kind of in passing. I was like, wait a minute, did that say back up a tick? Yeah, that's exactly what that said. So yeah, definitely interesting. And then the other news is it looks like the Conservative Party won a big election in the UK today. So it looks like that will be they're talking that'll be the thing that pushes Brexit over the finish line in January. So I don't know how that will affect things, especially Scotch prices in the near future. It's all a hot mess. So hopefully it all calms down because I like my Scotch.
Wow, what's
Just
up?
saying.
What's up with the tariffs? Do we have any new updates on that? What's going on? I think we're starting to see some prices increased, right?
Yeah, I saw a story that somebody had said that there was a restaurant they went into that doubled the prices of their drams.
No kidding.
Which I think is crap.
That's dumb. They're just making out on that one, trying to scare tactic.
Yeah, and I mean, there's liquor stores that are doing it too. You know, immediately increasing the price. And I guess it depends on your inventory systems. You know, if you're if your price is based on replacement cost or if it's based on what you paid for the bottle that's sitting in your store. But I mean, at the end of the day, it just hurts consumers. It's not a good.
It's gonna suck.
It's not a good deal. And I saw something that the tariffs may actually increase.
No
so
kidding.
yeah.
So we may get some really expensive bottles here pretty soon.
I saw. I can't even remember what I was reading.
Stock up, boys.
But I saw
And
a
girls.
story that said that it could go up to 100%.
Bourbon for dummies.
Man, it's coming up, right? Jesus.
Yeah, that'll be the thing that makes bourbon prices look reasonable.
I know, right?
Speaking of
Although it's
speaking of
all
bourbon
allocated.
prices, I'm taking
They're heading
those
down.
Yep,
Yeah.
they are. Should we show our visitors?
No, I don't even want to see them.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
These bourbons.
Oh, those are those ones that.
Yeah. This 20-year-old A.H. Hurst is the
Golden
the
boy.
crown jewel in that bag.
Let's open it.
Where's your checkbook, buddy? But there's a few nice bottles in there. I've got a 15-year-old Pappy, a 20-year-old Pappy, 23-year-old Pappy. Crap.
No big deal.
They're not mine. I'm
So we
holding
did.
them for a guy.
So people are asking a couple of comments about where's Mark and Andrew. So Mark's out tonight. He's got some stuff he's dealing with, and then Andrew is on a plane, I believe.
Yeah, he'll be home in a few hours,
So he
but not in time for this.
won't be in time for this. So we're gonna do the show without him tonight.
Yep.
And then there was another question about so when are we doing our top 5?
I'm hoping to shoot mine on Sunday.
So it's coming. I know people are asking for it. We've got our top 5 videos coming. We've got a couple new videos coming out here very soon, some special stuff. So a podcast we're doing, and also we actually visited a bourbon distillery in Brooklyn last week while we were there, and we're going to put that out as well. It's pretty cool. Widow Jane.
Very cool.
Oh,
Very cool.
okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Widow Jane.
well, I gotta pour me a glass.
Well, thank you, Sam, for the 5, because shit is getting expensive. Damn right.
Right?
Damn right.
Let's
What
see
am I going to
here.
drink here?
I gotta get something decent.
What are you drinking?
There, I knew I had a bottle of this.
I love Scotch.
There it is.
I love
Thank you, Sam.
Here it goes.
You the best.
Down in my belly.
What am I going to have?
Somebody kill that one.
All right.
What are you having, buddy?
Oh, yeah, I'll have some of that. You kidding?
Oh, that's nice.
So we're drinking, this is an SMWS bottle. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Here's
Yeah.
some more.
We'll just go ahead and kill that.
Wounded Zebra.
By the way, I can tell you one other video that I'm planning on shooting is as soon as we get some snow, I'm going to go hunting again.
Yeah, sounds good. You know, we didn't talk about that yet. This is jam-packed with fruit and wood, by the way, 44.106, FYI. But yeah, we haven't talked about your Wounded Zebra. It was Thanksgiving Day we launched it.
Yep.
And then we haven't had it live, but we had a chance to really discuss it.
Right.
So that was a fun video. I can't wait. I want to go on a shoot with you this time. Maybe Mike can go on it with you and shoot some stuff.
I think there should be a...
Crawling on the ground through snow.
oh, no, I was thinking more like Red Dawn.
Wolverine.
But I did watch the new Rambo, so we might have to throw some stuff in there.
You're going to get in the mud. And,
If you watch the new Rambo, I'm thinking that you just want to kill everything.
Sure, why
Anything
not?
that moves.
That's what it's all
Just
about, right?
blow it up. Bloody mess.
I'm telling you right now, I had a lot of fun shooting the Wounded Zebra video. And for those of you who watched it and watched me take the cork off the bottle with an axe.
Classic.
I still don't know how you did that. When I was filming you do it, I said just above it. Don't hit I don't want to break the glass. Above it. Okay. He goes.
Good luck.
He hits it. I was like, oh my god, I got that on camera. I got that on camera. And we watched it immediately.
Meanwhile, Drew's like, I can't believe I got that. And I was like, I think I just cut this bottle in half. Like, I was kind of freaking out because I thought I actually hit the bottle. And I did not. We lucked out on that one. The best part about that whole hunting video was... yes, right?
Hey, Richie Z, this bear shit in the woods. Like a million times.
It was an impressive swing, but here's the deal. So it's the first time we're doing that. So like when we shoot reviews, we're pretty good at it because we've done it for a long time and we can just bang them out and everybody knows what to do and it's not a big deal. But when we're doing stuff like this, where it's like a one-off video or it's a new thing, like we're kind of asking Drew questions because he's the one that's got to edit all this stuff and make it work. Whereas Mark and I would just come down here and BS around and get drunk, right? And then we're like, here, make this into something. And so we were asking Drew a lot of questions like, how should we do this? Do we do the hunt first and then come down and do the post-mortem, or do we shoot stuff down here and talk about it first? So we decided to do all the stuff at the bar actually got shot first. And
so he made the stories up on the fly.
Right. Like, so when you're watching the video, that's my mind.
What you were saying.
He was spitballing what he was going. Well, that one was in the woods. It was looking behind the tree, and we ran around. You got to run it in circles. I'm over here watching going, what are you saying, right?
Don't say this.
So, in my mind, I'm just BSing stuff because I think it's funny, right? And not really thinking through the fact that we're going to actually have to make this happen. And so we get done shooting down here, and we're like, all right, well, let's head out to the woods. And so we get all our stuff and get in the car and drive all out, and we're shooting all the intro stuff.
In the car?
I can't carry all that stuff, man.
Yeah,
we had bottles and gear and all kinds of stuff, man.
I was like, you live right here.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a lot of stuff. So we carry everything out in the woods, and then we're like, okay, well, how did I say I killed this bottle? Like, oh, yeah, we ran up and hit it with a bat, right? And so you got to make it look right, and you got to get the bottles.
You got to have different cuts from perceptions. You got to look at his perception, from his perception, from the bottle's perception, and do all. You have to take like
and you're just
5
a guru,
shots.
so you know what to do.
Yeah,
it was hilariously fun to shoot.
I had fun making it. Actually, it was a good one.
We will just so you guys know, the axe cutting the cork off the bottle was totally accidental, but it legit happened. Yeah. Like, I actually cut the cork off that bottle. We didn't plan it. It wasn't some sort of photo thing. It worked out well.
It was fun. We had a good time.
So there will be more Wounded Zebra videos, I'm sure.
Well, we want to expand new intros, have guests hunt.
Yep.
I mean, the whole thing is to turn it into kind of like a hunting, something you would see on TV.
Dude, we may even do it on a fishing trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why not?
We'll haul up bottles out of the lake.
Pull a bottle out. This is how we are, people. We're crazy. We're nuts.
It was accidental. Yes, it was.
So what are you pulling out there, little Tam-Do?
Tam-Do.
Batch 2.
Batch 2.
58.5.
Well, if you're going to toast, that's the one
that's
right there,
good one
man.
Right there, buddy. It's one of the best.
That'll give you steady hands.
Ooh.
Not tomorrow, but today.
What is this again? What's it again? 40?
44. 44.106.
Wow.
It just looked good.
Jam-packed with fruit and wood.
Look that up, man. That is tasty.
Razor sharp oaked spiced palate. Yeah, I'd go with that. So, guys, the other thing that I wanted to talk about this evening was it's December, right?
God, it's mid-December already.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So Christmas is a couple weeks away, less than 2 weeks away. What kinds of, are there whiskey people on your list? And if so, what kinds of things are you shopping for this year? Are you shopping for particular bottles? Are you getting them, glassware or whiskey stones or something like that? Like, is there something in particular that you're out there looking for? And is there something that you would like for Christmas this year? Right?
Bring out my list.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Do you have a list?
No. Well, everybody has a list.
Did you go see Santa?
No.
Did you have to check off okay or really good?
I kind of already had my Christmas present. I had it last week in New York. I had Cannon Barrage.
Yeah.
SMWS.
It's KB's favorite bottling. It's probably a couple years.
Yeah, we had a lot of good bottles.
How many bottles did he buy?
He would have bought them all.
I don't know.
I think they slowed him down a little bit.
Oh,
but,
really?
I don't know, but these really bottles are like really rare right now, and we opened it on the last day, and that to me was probably one of my favorite drams. Definitely that week. I had some good drams. I even had Deanston 20.
I was gonna say you did Did you just do one Deanston 20?
We had that at
or you had another Deanston? Did I see?
There was a bunch of Deanstons there at the house, but we went out to a really nice restaurant called Fine and Rare in New York.
Yep.
And amazing place. I think you've been there, right?
Yep.
And get to know Tommy, great guy, and their whiskey selection is out of this world. Like, they have so much. And, of course, on there they had Deanston 20. And I'm like,
What is this?
yeah, I think I'll have a glass of that.
Right?
So it was
Let's do this.
yeah, it was really good. But that Cannon Barrage was probably... So last week was kind of my Christmas present to myself. 'Cause
I didn't take it.
I had some good stuff.
Well, I would say, as far as bottles go, we get a lot of variety, so there's not really a bottle per se that I'm in the market for. Although there is a whiskey store that I'm going to go hit up for Old Dusty's that I've been driving by, and I'm like,
Where's that?
that place, I'm not going to tell you. Because then somebody else is going to hit it up before I get there. But there's a liquor store that I've been driving by, and I'm like, you know what? That place looks like it probably has a bottle of something that they have no idea what it is sitting on the shelf. So I'm planning on stopping in there because I love doing that. But as far as like whiskey gifts, I've really started thinking more about glassware.
I was just going to say that.
And like we actually are fortunate because we have a lot of different shapes and sizes of glassware. And I would like to explore that a little bit more. I know I've seen some tasting glasses that people have been posting about. There was actually a couple that I'm interested in picking up. So I think I'm going to get a couple of new
long stem
Yep.
ones. Yeah. I can't think of the name.
It's
of
a
it.
nosing glass.
Yeah.
So I was
I'm
looking
sure
at that.
Somebody knows what it is.
And then there was a couple other different glasswares that I just kind of wanted to try out and see, what difference does it make? Does it make a huge difference? Is it noticeable? I'm sure it is. I know that it is. But I'm just curious if it focuses things in a good way, in a bad way. Like some of the shapes, I'm like, that doesn't look easy to drink out of.
Thinking the Glencairn that's like about this round,
Right.
and about this tall.
It lets you fully
just gonna
aerate it.
say-
Just stick your head in it.
I don't think everybody saw that. Let me see if I can find a picture and put it on the camera. Because it was...
Good times, man.
it was
That's
epic.
good stuff.
It was epic.
But so that's kind of what I'm looking for, just out of sheer curiosity. Not because I don't have enough glassware on the bar, because I totally have enough glassware on the bar. But I just like doing those kinds of things. I think it's fun to do little exercises like that. Keep you sharp. Keep you in the game. Oh, it's Mark drinking out of the
The big...
1.5 foot tall Glencairn glass.
Here, let me put it
Oh
I'll go-
my
I'll go put it on
God,
the
dude.
camera. Let me know.
That is...
It's pretty awesome.
That's legit. That glass is not on my list to pick up. I can tell you
No.
right now. All right, Drew's
Drew's gonna put it up there. Tilt
gonna
it a
little
little.
closer.
Tilted it a little bit.
It's
so
kind
it
of
doesn't
washed out.
flare. Yeah.
It's too bright.
But I think people can get the idea.
Everybody's there you go. He's like Conan. Mark, what is best in life?
Here's Andrew doing it. If I can't see it.
To crush your enemies.
Probably better to do pictures.
Scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
See, KB about to stick his
KB's
face
in it to
there.
win it, man. He's
That's
swirling
right.
and everything.
Yeah, getting that aromas right around the.
That's hilarious, man.
Look how big that thing is, man. Dude, it was like drinking out of like a big...
I got news for
Face.
you. I don't know where I would put a glass that big anyway, but that's hilariously awesome.
It was... The rim was that thick. So... Hey, Doug, thank you so much. Cheers, guys. And Sam wants some more Kilholman. Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Cheers.
Cheers,
Thanks.
man. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a big glass.
So, glassware, but maybe not on the
Not that big.
on the ridiculous. See, somebody else knows the line. To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of the women.
Okay.
See, man,
Okay.
you don't know the line?
No.
We're gonna watch Conan after this, then. The Barbarian, not the Destroyer.
It's been a minute since I've seen that one.
He didn't talk for the first half hour.
What's up, Lana Lou?
So,
Good to see
what are you looking for Christmas, Drew?
I
Is there
told you,
anything on your
I
list?
already had my Christmas present last week, so I'm good to go. I had good stuff. No, I'm happy with what I've got right now. My bar is doing pretty good. I am just happy to be alive and drinking scotch with friends right now. So I don't have anything really planned.
There you
To be
go.
honest with you.
Anything you would suggest for a whiskey drinker?
Well, yeah, I've got a few suggestions, but I'm going to hold off on those for my top 5
3 or
video.
5.
I will say the part that I like best about this time of year is all the package deals that you can get. Like
Oh, the
everybody's
little
got
gifts.
one.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can either get like multi-bottle sets. So like to me, this time of year is perfect for the person that's just getting into scotch or bourbon or something like
Right.
that. Because you can get glassware with a bottle, or you can get like multiple
Bottles with bottles.
Yeah. You know,
like
or
Costco has the Glenmorangie, the 10, the 12, and the 14
Yep.
for $100.
I saw the Johnnie Walker Blue set too. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the way to go.
And they price them
And
right to
the
try and
Maker's
get
Mark,
new people.
the 3 special cast strengths ones, and it's like $60 at Costco. So yeah.
Well, we
Costco has
talked
some good
about
deals.
the SMWS little
Yeah.
gift box
Where's
set too.
Where's that little set down here?
Yeah. Right there.
Right there. So I'm a big fan of especially
cool.
for new people
Yeah,
just getting
just
into
gives
it.
you the opportunity
It's
to
a
try.
great deal, man.
And this thing is, what's the deal with this? You have to,
careful.
you get this with the membership. Is that right, or something? I think if
know.
you buy
He was-
membership, if
he
you buy
was-
this in the membership, it's included with the price.
Josh says to pick a number between 1 and 10 and help him choose his next glass.
4.
What?
I'm
Can't
down
go
with
wrong with 4.
4 it is.
42.
42 would be good. So this is pretty cool. But I mean, this obviously you have to be a member for this. But I mean,
Well,
the
but
point we're talking about is the samples in general.
but this comes with a package membership.
It does. So you can purchase these bottles, which are amazing.
Yep.
But the samplers are a great way to try stuff you've never tried before.
Honestly, we've picked up a bunch of samplers.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's how we got through, a lot of the more common scotches they're putting out, and bourbons too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really nice. Or you buy a full bottle and you get a little half bottle with it or
Yeah.
something. But
Just
I like those
gives you the
multi-bottle sets.
opportunity, especially if you haven't tried something, do it that way.
Yeah.
That way, if you don't like it, then you've got like a 200 milliliter bottle of it, and that's it, and you can move on.
Right. You don't feel guilty if you don't
Yeah.
like it.
or if there's 2 that you haven't had and 1 that you had, you can always take that 1 that you've had. You can take it to a friend's house later.
Thanks, Ben. We got sniped.
That does seem like an amazing gift option. Actually, I was going to tell Drew to get it out because I want to drink the one in the middle.
Yeah, I haven't had that. I haven't had any of these yet, so I'm good with opening them. But I got a lot of stuff in my glass still. So
Wait, we got a few.
We know a guy,
See?
if you're interested.
I will say it is a cool box.
it's a
Like,
really cool
for
box.
packaging
Marketing
purposes,
is
like
great.
that's a really cool Christmas gift. Not all of the ones that I've seen for holidays. Some of them seem a little commercial, but I would buy them for myself. But that one actually is a pretty nice package deal. Pencil shavings floating on a rock pool.
I really like the other one,
I think
Gelfling Wing
glue
or something,
Yeah.
adhesive, whatever it was, and I loved it because. Do you guys know what Gelfling's from?
Mhm.
What movie? I know you.
Dark
know.
Crystal.
Dark Crystal.
Is the new one out?
The new one's out. I
was gonna say
actually
that, yeah.
I watched the first episode with my son because we were into it when he was younger.
How many,
And they-
is it just 1 right now? So far?
One season.
One season.
Yeah, it's like 6 or 7. But
Yeah.
it's hard because they did a good job of keeping the old style Muppetry in it, which is
Yeah.
cool. But it's kind of like today's world of CGI. It's like
Wow, this is actually terrible, but it's awesome.
it's
the
kind
same
of cool
time.
at the same time. But you're like,
It's
I couldn't get
retro.
past the first episode. I'm like, I
It's
need to go
retro.
back. I need to give it some more time. But I'm in Mandalorian right now. That's amazing.
Yeah, caught up on that.
We digress here, but we normally do.
Cheers.
Mash and Drum is on as well now. Good
Yep.
to see you, sir.
We got all the tubers on tonight, man.
We
That's
do.
great.
We do.
So, give me a new glass.
Yeah.
Just because this one's big and bold, and
I know.
it's taken a while to get through it. I forgot how big this one was, and I really want to try this one.
Man, this thing is so potent.
I also agreed, Bob H. and Ben. You do.
What's that?
Bob H. suggested that Ben SMWS should do a membership challenge coin.
That'd be cool.
That should take place of the card. How cool would that be? You walk into one of your SMWS bars and you pull out the coin instead. Your membership number's on it.
I like it. Ben, we'll be the pioneers, Ben, for that. We
that
said
would
it first.
be awesome.
We got copyrights.
Every one of your members would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
You could even put a little barcode or scanner code on it. That way it can be legit.
Really?
Is that
Oh, man.
That's
Pencil
legit.
shavings floating on a rock.
Does it smell like elementary school with the pencil? When I hear pencil shavings, I think
Somebody
elementary school.
look up 66 for me. What's 66? I'm sure Ben knows.
Okay.
It's got cedar and slate. That's really interesting.
What? The funny thing is, it actually does smell like pencil shavings.
Yes, it does. Because it's got some of that like
The
carbony graphite smell to it. Ardmore.
Ardmore. That's quick.
Molly thinks it's pretzel time.
Man, this is potent on the nose, too.
Wait till you take a sip, man.
What's the 61.1? So it's the above the 50s at 12 years.
I love it when they're like that, man. It's
Ooh.
amazing stuff.
Ooh. Oh, that finish.
Yeah, right? It goes for a
Ooh.
minute.
It does. It's still going.
I'm still getting the finish.
I actually like the smell.
It's almost like a... What is that finish? Almost like a copper finish or
Yeah,
something.
it's got a mineral quality to it. It's good, man. I like it.
It's different. Yeah, a metallic nose.
Yep.
Richie just said that, yeah.
Yep.
It's exactly what it is. Huh.
It's good stuff, man. If I found that under my Christmas tree, I would not be upset by it. What do you think there, new to Smoking Pete?
It's got a long finish.
It's big.
I'm still finishing it.
Yeah. I would not guess that it'd be 61.1.
It's
No.
not
It
nearly
does
as
not
hot as
taste
you think
like
it is.
61.1.
No.
More like a mid 50.
Which makes it dangerous.
Wow.
It went straight from my tongue, side of my tongue, into my nostrils.
You know,
and then I smelt that. Yeah.
so it's interesting if you think about what you're getting in the SMWS sampling pack, right? It's cool. Let's say you get it for a newbie. Like, let's say we get one from Mike, right? It's something that he's not had before. And it's all cast strength. And these bottles, all be not that small, actually, pretty large. But you can sip on this for quite some time because it's so strong. Right? Those samplers you get from everywhere, they're great to test and stuff, but they're all mostly 40, 43. Right? So you're going to drink them fairly quick.
Yeah. Although I don't know how we would have done if we would have started our journey with that. Like, I don't know if it would have been approachable or
It's
not.
still in my
can't.
nose right now.
Yeah, you have to. I think you're right. I think you've got to have enough of an entry point into Scotch or whiskey in general to have that Kentucky burn type sensation to understand what it is, what it does to you, to feel it out. Because if you go straight into this, it's gonna punch you in the mouth. So
I'm finding it real common just talking to even friends outside of, all these friends here that
something fell.
a lot of people slowly start moving up on wanting what ABV they want.
Yeah.
And then finally,
Well,
they hit 50. They want that bottled in bond for bourbons, and that, looking at 100. You're wanting that Wild Turkey 101, it's above 100, and then you just keep going up. So
We were the same
even
way.
with the Scotch, hey, don't
you
pick
doing?
that.
we were the same way, though. I mean, when we started out, we were drinking, 40 ABV stuff and putting it on an ice cube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bringing
And
it
then
down to about 30.
and then you get down to being able to drink it neat, and you get used to that, and then you start going up in your ABVs, and a lot of people go through that whole journey. If you go back and watch our early videos, like our first ones, It's a little different deal than it is right now.
It's really just depends on the mood you're in, right? I mean,
It does.
Sometimes you want something that's gonna with a higher ABV, you're gonna want to sit and play with it for a while, right? And if you really want to study it and kind of get into it and take your time, the higher ABV, you get more time to do that. But sometimes you just want to pour something nice. It's light.
That's what happened to me during Monday Night Football this past Monday. I'm like sitting in my office. I'm like, I want something, and I'm looking at all my higher stuff, and I end up picking up a Buffalo Trace, just regular, and I was like, I don't want anything like super hot, and I want to be able to.
Because it's kind of a commitment.
Yeah, it is.
When you get up into higher ABV stuff too.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, absolutely.
So gives
So
you an opportunity to pick out something after that is higher that you can have.
So we had a comment earlier in the night about Johnnie Walker Blue, and we're actually going to be releasing something pretty soon about Johnnie Walker, so it's good timing. But Blue Label, probably
I just put White Walker in that before I brought it.
Did you really? Well, you're gonna try it first. Blue Label is probably, I would say, the creme de la creme of Johnnie Walker, right? When you think of Johnnie Walker, it's probably up there. I'm sure there's a lot more of the legacies and other things out there, but as far as the core range, this is probably something to be sought out.
Which is weird. You'd think the platinum would be better, but I didn't like the platinum as much as I even like the 18.
You're talking about taste versus price? Yeah. I don't know. It depends on what you're talking about. I don't remember this too well, but here's what I can tell you is price for this, what, $200 at least? Sometimes you get on sale this time of year.
This time of year, you can probably find a deal on it.
Right. So Johnnie Walker Blue right now.
I do not want to promote this, but Costco has it for $170.
That's what I was just gonna say. Constantly?
Yeah.
That's cheap. Because normally it's around $220 ish. My point
if they have it in stock.
My point is that
they get it
is it worth the price? Is it worth the juice? Worth the price? I don't know. When we tested it a while back, we thought it's a good. If you compare these to all the other Johnnie Walkers, the 18, the green, the red, etc., it's definitely a better Scotch. But
here's my take on the blue and why it has the reputation that it has. A lot of the people who are drinking blue, it's because I know some people who are lobbyists, attorneys, and go out to dinner a lot. So if you're going out to dinner a lot and you're going to, like, let's say a high-end steakhouse and you're taking people out to eat, right? Unless you're going to someplace that is a whiskey bar that has a large whiskey list, a lot of times the blue is the top shelf.
Yep.
So, or at least the most expensive thing on the bar, right? So if you want to prove status and worth and everything else, I think that's where blue gets its mystique, because it's going to be on a lot of higher end bars. It's going to be expensive, but it's also going to be real easy to drink. So you can approach that easier than some of the stuff that we've got poured right now.
Well,
and it is 40.
It is.
So
yeah, it's not strong.
So
the other thing like too is it supposedly has like 40 some odd different blends in there. So, the black. Is it the black or double black has 12? I think the black has 12. It's a 12 year, right?
Yeah.
So at least 12 years of Scotch. Everything else is no name. This one has like a blend of like 40 plus different Scotches in there.
But then they also go into like the Johnnie Walker Blue Ghost
and Rare.
Ghost and Rare.
Yeah.
And those are
I think they have a couple different
they do.
blue versions too. So
and those are based on
more expensive than just the regular
and they're
blue.
Based on pouring in some juice from closed distilleries or really old hard to get stuff.
It's a blend, right?
So I mean, and I've had a couple of those, and I don't find them to be anything crazy or special. But I'm interested to have a sip of this because it's been a minute.
Yeah, so let's go in there. It's nice on the nose, very pleasant, light, grainy. Something else too.
I will agree with the comment that says there's more status in buying cheaper and knowing your stuff. But there's a lot of people out there, because I've worked in restaurants for years and years, and I've had people try to tell me the sky isn't blue. And they'll argue with you all day long because they think they know their stuff. And it's really hard to convince somebody that they have no idea what they're talking about. So 99 times out of 100, if somebody orders a Johnnie Walker Blue and says, this is the best Scotch on the planet, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to try and convince you otherwise. I'm going to pour you 3 glasses and charge you a bunch of money and send you on your way. You know, and that's just kind of it.
That's a good whiskey.
It is.
It's nothing special, but it's good. It's
I'm clearly seeing the lower proof of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
it's
of
smooth as hell.
What I've been drinking tonight. So
smooth as hell.
So, to me, does it have the complexity of some of the others? No, it does not. But I don't think that's the point. I think the whole point of that bottle is to get a really easy to drink whiskey. Something that is just smooth, for lack of a better term.
Really,
kind of like
really,
what you
really
guys
smooth.
were talking about. Like, I can see a bunch of fellow workers, business guys going to a bar, say, bring me a bottle of Johnnie Walker Blue, buy the entire bottle, and it's probably, they're probably charging 600. No, actually, probably.
I would
At a bar?
say
At a bar, what do you think they do
Well,
for a bottle,
for a bottle?
well, a glass is going to cost you $100.
$1,000?
probably.
Okay, $1,000. And these 5 dudes will drink the entire bottle.
Yeah.
So
In their suits and everything
And-
like that. And it'll be awesome.
and looking
because
cool,
because they've just ordered
But if they
an entire
walk
bottle.
into an actual whiskey bar, someplace that has really nice single malts and, you know, single cask offerings and things like that, that's going to be totally out of their element. So I think a lot of it, you know, but this is going to be much more common than what we're drinking in our
You're
glasses.
not going to find a Tamdu number 1.
So I think from that standpoint, it earns its
As
reputation by being very specific. They have a market for this Scotch, and they pounded it into that market. Now, some of those guys, I'm sure, go home and enjoy a really nice Scotch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to go to a bar and order Johnnie Walker Blue.
No way. Ever.
Like, ever.
Never.
But, you know, I know a bunch of people who do. And is it bad Scotch? No, I don't think it's bad.
if you buy me a glass, I'm gonna drink
Yeah,
it.
but
it's nice, but it's not worth the price for me at a bar. Now I own a bottle at home, and because one, I got it in sale, but two, because to your point, it's Johnnie Walker Blue. It's kind of something you want to own. It's a status thing.
To me, it's a status symbol more than it is about the Scotch itself.
And I wonder how many people open it up, have about a quarter of it, and just leave it on the shelf to have it.
It's probably something you go to for special holidays and get-togethers and stuff and celebrate. It's one of those things where most people say, like you said.
I'm just saying.
You come over for a casino night and you pour a
whole
5-finger pour of it.
Top.
You know, hey,
It wasn't me.
it's a special night.
That was my niece. Hey, you know what are you gonna do?
Scotch in the
But
bayou.
here's the deal. I don't think that it's a bad Scotch, but you know, the group that we're talking to online all know vastly more about Scotch than anybody that's walking into a liquor store in general.
Right.
And so you guys are all discerning customers, you know, and so for you guys, it's not going to be a thing. But I think that there's a lot of people out there that if they had the chance to buy it or try it, they would enjoy it.
Absolutely.
You know, and
I'm
you
not
know what?
knocking it.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the glass we had tonight.
Sure.
Although I probably should have had it before I drank all this cast drink stuff.
I know.
Because it was like drinking water, to be honest with
It
you.
was. It was.
I think that too.
But it's a good bottle, so we're not knocking it. But it is what it is. So we've got about 8 minutes or so
Go
left.
from 61.1 down to 40.
That's a big jump.
That's
a big
huge
jump.
That's like an entire casting
Yeah, that's a big
of
jump.
a jump.
So what we got coming up? You know?
Well, we got all of our top 5 videos coming out.
That's right.
So we're hopefully going to be shooting those. I don't know about Mark and Andrew when they're shooting, but I'm shooting mine this weekend for sure.
Yep, I'm around.
And at some point we're going to get snow, and I'm going to shoot another zebra hunt. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a couple bottles that I've put in the holding pen, if you will, saving up just for that. And if you're curious about how we're going to hunt zebras in the future, I have. It's kind of like
Your imagination is just
it's kind of like Final Destination.
crazy.
You know what I mean? Like it's going to be there's going to be some twists and turns involved in getting these zebras put down.
Which means a lot of work for me.
Yeah. What do you
That's
know
why they
about building a catapult? You know anything about that?
This guy's gonna build
There's a bunch of YouTube
We're
videos.
going to launch bottles like cows.
It's like the Holy Grail.
No, I've got some fun ideas for doing some zebra hunts.
It's in your general direction.
And so we'll probably get some guests to come on with me. I know you've said something about it. I know Mark wants to go. I'll probably drag Drew out there at some point if I can get him out from behind the
I
camera.
don't know. We'll see.
He did an excellent job of running around the tree, though.
I said you.
That was hilarious. Actually, by the time we got out there to film that part, I was like, man,
Do you know
who's
who'd be awesome?
who's the jackass who said we should run around a tree?
Do you know what'd be awesome? Somebody in our neighborhood posted that coyote out on the other side of the... If we could get one of those guys to pick up a bottle and try to run off with it.
And filming him. Hey, he
How
got
could
away.
you do that? Could we like slather it in like bacon or something like that so they'll try to pick it up?
I guarantee you Molly would pick it up and take it somewhere if you put like something
gotta put a
cheese
cost-
or something on it. She'd pick it up and take it away.
Let's go.
She's a retriever.
Anyway,
I don't
we
know why she's
got
taking it.
so we got that's coming up. We've got our Christmas stuff coming up, and end of the year is coming up. We've got a couple special. We've got another For Dummies coming out. We'll keep that a surprise for now, but it's coming out probably next week or two. And we've got, I said earlier, we've got a couple podcasts, special podcast only things coming out. We've got the
Yep.
thing you guys did with Malcolm, or Andrew and Mark did.
Yep.
And we also have that distillery in Brooklyn, which was epic. It was really, really cool. I got to tell you about that later. So that's coming out as well. So we got lots of things going on, people. Lots of things.
We're still busy.
And one last thing. Scotland's coming up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's official.
Yep. I know some people that have already signed up for it.
I've seen
So-
some posts.
So the list is out there right now. Check your emails if you've already verbally agreed to it. Those are out first. We're taking those until is it the 20th?
Mhm.
The 20th, and then you have the till 20th to comply, register, and then after
So
that,
those
we're
of you
open
who
up.
are on, who verbally committed earlier and we put on the list, we sent out the email. So check your
Registration's
junk
open
folder
right now.
because
Itinerary, everything's out there.
when Mark sent me the test email, it ended up in my junk folder. So I guess
Oh,
that's
really?
where I put all of Mark's emails. I don't know. Anyway, but check your email. Make sure that you got the email. If you didn't, hit us up at scotchfordummies@gmail.com. We'll
Yep.
make sure you get a copy out
Yep.
to you. So you've got until the 20th to sign up for the trip. The email contains the entire itinerary with what distilleries we're hitting, what we're doing that day,
Day
all
by
the
day. hotels. Pricings, everything you need, where
Yep.
we're going to go, where we're going to stop, where to pick up. I mean, everything's out there. We laid it out as much as possible. We're putting a FAQ email or document somewhere together for questions. So it's serious. It's time to go. It's time to go.
So you guys can go through it. Once you send the registration in, once they cut off the registrations and we're done with filling up the bus, they'll send out an invoice for the first half, and then the second half will be due in April.
That's correct.
And then the trip is the last full week of June of next year. So we hope to see a lot of people on this trip. I mean,
Any
we're excited about it.
questions, pop on our Discord channel. In the general, we've got all kinds of people. It's a living organism now, so people can help you with that. We can help you with that. And also, if you have a question, email us at scotchfordummies@gmail.com. Happy to reply with some instructions.
Absolutely. And then after the 20th, once that time frame expires,
It's
if
open
there's
to the
still
public.
if there's still open spots left, we'll put it out there for everybody. So I don't know how many open spots there will be, but we'll find out in a few days, I guess,
Yep.
because it's the 11th now, so a little over a week.
That's right.
So if you signed up for wanting to come with us, we hope to see everybody there. It will be an epic trip. If you can't make it this year, and I know there's a few that can't, we are talking about doing another trip probably every
The year after.
right?
I think Isla next year. The year after.
Yeah, that's kind of the talk of the town, if
It is
you will.
the talk about that.
So we're looking forward to it. We're going to hang out with some brand ambassadors,
Man.
master distillers. We're getting behind the scenes access to a bunch of cool places.
Distilleries that don't normally do tours, we're getting tours.
3 distilleries
That's
that
awesome.
don't do tours are giving us tours. There's a couple of special add-ons.
It's epic!
There may even be a karaoke session.
Oh boy.
So just an FYI, if you want
Is
to, if
that
your dream,
is that post distillery tour, so you guys are all just
yeah,
absolutely
Oh, yeah.
hammered.
if
You're
your
like,
dream
"Let's
is to
do
sing
this."
karaoke,
Eileen, yeah.
if your dream is to sing karaoke with a master distiller, this trip may actually provide that for you. So, anyway, thanks for coming by. We love seeing everybody on
Yep.
Thursdays.
We'll see you guys next week,
Good to see
same
you,
time,
buddy.
same
Good
bat
to see you.
channel.
Welcome back. Good to see
Thanks.
you again.
We'll see you guys next time.
Cheers,
Take care.
guys.